You've said you used to have a mixed view on short films. What was that view and how has it changed?
Sure. Yeah. So years ago, I kind of would hear other creator friends talking about filming a short film. And I think that's great, because you're honing your art, you're doing something, and you can certainly send that to film festivals. But I was very much at that time a creator who was trying to find out how I was going to be making a financial living as a filmmaker. And at that point, I had absolutely no idea how I would be making any money on a short film. I know that there are stories out there where certainly someone can sell a short film or it can get greenlit, but I found that to be very few and far between. And a short film can be really expensive, it can be really time consuming, et cetera, et cetera. But I'm so happy to report that I've been completely debunked on my murky uncertainty about short films because thanks to COVID, Aaron and I, my creative partner, we have been filming short films like 2-3 times a month and putting them up on YouTube, and we've had phenomenal success. Both, I wouldn't say we're like phenomenal financial success, but certainly a respectable, sort of YouTube success. But more so honing the craft, and when you're working at that frequency, where we're working on a new script, putting it into production. Even me as an actress, I'm lucky enough to be able to act in them because, we can't have anyone at the apartment. It's just usually Aaron and I, maybe one other person who's been quarantined and tested. You get to try all these new things, and I've been able to shape myself as an actress and really, really work on it, and you really learn by doing. And by doing these short films at such a pace, we are learning. It's like a master class that we just happen to be doing at home. And like, we're the teachers, and the world is the grade. The world lets us know if they like the shorts. And then we take that feedback and we just try and keep getting better and better. So short films, 2 thumbs up. I highly recommend them for any new filmmaker. Even I thought I was like a seasoned filmmaker, even though I hadn't done anything. I did Electric Love, which was my first feature, and I had done 1 short, and I had probably done something like a dozen music videos, which is still decent little bit of work. But these short films, Aaron's learning lighting, we're experimenting with sound, production design, costume, everything, and then on top of all that, the scripts. We get to write new scripts, like 2 or 3 a month, that are just these 3 or 4 page scripts. And it's so much fun because if you've ever written a feature film script, that's a labor of love. You're going to be working on that baby for like months and months, possibly years, depends on what your schedule is like. And then you still have probably years to get it in production, depending on what that schedule is like as well. And then, it's kind of up to the distributor and the final sales channel when it's going to be seen by the world. So you've worked on something for years and years and years, all from this one story you started telling years ago. But with short films, I'm writing, all these shorts a month. I get to experiment with all these different flavors of storytelling, and I'm like a kid in a candy store now. So 2 thumbs up for short films. If anyone's looking or curious about short films, highly recommend.
Do you think, though, they've evolved from maybe when you first started making movies, which I know it's not like a huge amount of time, but do you think that now shorts are more in demand?
I absolutely think so. 2020 is its own interesting year because people seem to be consuming content just voraciously. They're watching everything all the time. I feel like now I watch more YouTube high production content as well, whereas I used to just be like, oh, no, I'm just going to turn on Netflix or Hulu or what have you. But now I'll watch films all day on YouTube and love them. They're high production value, they're tight, they're interesting. And I just see so much more of a market and so much more possibility now. Even YouTube is being treated very seriously by major creators. Like a channel that I really enjoy is Kevin James's channel. He has been doing these really high production value, funny and kind of weird short films, or short sketches or something. And they're on his channel, and you can tell that he is putting in time to build this as if it's his own TV station, And I love seeing huge talents like that take the space like a YouTube channel so seriously, because I think the phrase YouTube channel is as we speak evolving from just, I have a YouTube channel to I essentially have like my own TV station, like right here. And it's a very cool thing to see the evolution. Yeah.
If at the start you didn't believe in short films, why did you begin making them?
That it was really all just a test. So we were going to be making Val, our second feature together, Aaron and I, and we needed to practice scaring people. And so we were like, you know, we knew at least then, but that we hadn't made anything scary yet. And we hadn't made anything that was in the horror genre. So we knew that there was some sort of art form to scaring people. You know, of course you have your jump scares. Personally, I actually think there's still an art to jump scares, even though by definition you're just, you're kind of creating some sort of either loud auditory or loud, like shocking visual really fast to the viewer. So it kind of sounds like it's a little bit basic, but you can have so much fun with jump scare. I'm like tangenting on the art of the jump scare. But the reason that we started doing these short films is because we were practicing for Val. And so we got started with the short film Bedhead, which Aaron had learned how to do this kind of cool masking trick by watching one of our favorite creators, David Sandberg. We love him. He's certainly like, just a really inspirational person.
Absolutely.
And obviously he got, I believe, his start on YouTube with Lota, his wife. And they're kind of, it's very much what we're doing. So we're like, oh, we're home. We've got a camera. Let's do it. That seemed to work for them. Let's just pound the pavement and keep going until maybe something similar could happen for us. And so anyways, we started testing that and we were watching their shorts. We're like, okay, cool. And then we started creating our own stories, kind of jumping off from there. Bedhead was a super fun, creepy piece about my character. It's laundry day and I'm making my bed. And when I fling the sheet across the bed, all of a sudden the sheet falls and there's this shape of sort of like a creature underneath the sheet. And my character also, might I add, some of my worst acting ever to now live forever online. But whatever. I thought it was a test to people of the world. I thought it was a test. So, I mean, that's no excuse. I should have always been bringing my A game, but maybe I wasn't. I was a little rusty then too. But anyways, my character sees this, doesn't react very much. So when you watch the short, that's why I'm bringing it up, because she's just like, something's under the bed? What could it be? And just keeps going, making the bed as if it's all fine. It's not. And so anyways, my character tries to discover what's under the bed, and eventually, the ending, which I won't spoil, happens. And then our second exciting foray into horror was The Ice Cream Man, which I just love. The Ice Cream Man is always going to be one of my favorite short films because it's about this like ancient, evil, sinister entity that's taken the shape of this ice cream man who lives in the freezer, and he's 1,000 years old, and he leaves these twisted popsicle sticks with these like evil little riddles, and you have to follow the popsicle stick and see it, and by then it's too late because you've already eaten his haunted ice cream. It's a whole thing, and it's very fun. And it took us like 3 months to make that short, and it just shows you what growth can happen when you keep practicing at something, because now it takes us about 2, maybe 3 nights to film in a complete short, and it takes 2 days to edit, and we've got that baby out for the world to see like a week later. So we've really shortened the time frame in getting our shorts out to the world.
Do you post these short films only online, or do you also submit the shorts to film festivals?
As of today, we have not sent anything to any film festivals. And that's actually just partly because 2020 felt like the entire world was closed down. But maybe what we should have, because perhaps there would have been less competition. Maybe we could have gotten into some bigger festivals. We can always like take that information and just try. There's also something to be said for some shorts in my mind are just for viewing entertainment, and some shorts are like, that's a film festival piece. I think there's like a different flavor to them. And so I would say of the shorts we've made, maybe The Ice Cream Man would have been a good film festival one. I think The Necklace is very stylized and very like Exorcist was an inspiration for The Necklace. So I think that would be one that we could, and we still could submit it, unless their rules are, some film festivals say you can't publicly share this short. It has to be, the premiere has to only be with us. So yeah, maybe I will send it over to film festivals. Part of the reason I haven't is because I also just love going to them. You go and then at the events and you're meeting the other filmmakers, and I mean, without that fun chunk to it, I've kind of like forgotten about them, I hate to say.
Yeah. Well, so many of them have gone online now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can still have sort of this virtual experience. I realize it's not the same as being in person.
Yeah. But then you don't have to do the air the flight either. So there's a win-win.
Yeah, that's true. When you and Aaron started making these short films, what were your expectations?
In the first two, Bedhead and the Ice Cream Man, zero expectations, zero. Like we were literally just practicing for the feature, Val. But we liked the product. We thought, oh, this is a really nice looking product. Let's just pop it up on YouTube and yeah, that'll be nice. It'll be fun to have something of our work up there. And then while we were just kind of on the precipice of getting into production for Val, Aaron's really good at checking like stats and all that stuff. So he's like, he had been regularly telling me like, Bedhead, it's up to 8,000 views now, and he's like, I'm like 8,000 views, that's nothing, you know what I mean? But finally, we realized that these were going somewhere. They really were, we were Bedhead. I don't know what it's at now, but it's, I think, easily in the hundreds of thousands of views. Devil's Door is just knocking on 1 million views. Diet has over 2 million views now. It's like our channel has aggregated like, I think something upwards of 5 million views of our just 6 months of intense work. Like that's it because we took a break. We did Bedhead and Ice Cream Man at the tail end of 2019. Then we filmed Val at the top of 2020. And then it was kind of like, oh, these shorts are getting some traction. So it was really like the summer, I want to say end of June, maybe July, where we started taking the channel very seriously and making it a schedule. So, okay, we're going to commit to 2 to 3 shorts a month. That means we need to be turning out these scripts at a certain, it really became like an office and really taking it seriously as a job, as opposed to just kind of like a trial and check things out, test things out when we feel like it. Now we're on like a very strict schedule.
That's excellent. Wow. And that's in how short a time did you get those millions of views or close to them? I mean,
well, I want to, if it's okay with the viewers, I want to basically count from June until December. That would be like our intense time of really trying. Of course, Ice Cream Man and Bedhead came out in like the tail end of the previous year, which was helpful, because it starts to like get some irons in the fire. Maybe it got us like a few hundred subscribers. But from June all the way until end of December, we grew the channel from just a few hundred. I want to say it was at like 900 by June to today we're at something like 42,000 with like over 5 million views. And so, yeah, it's been like, oh my goodness, that's so exciting. So, yeah, really I mean, cool. I think more people have seen that than like any of our, although I don't know how, Hulu doesn't tell us how many people have watched Electric Love, so we don't know how many people watched it, but it's pretty exciting that people have seen that much of our work.
Very cool.
Yeah, thank you.
That's not easy to do. That's really cool that you have almost 2 viral videos, basically.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I mean, we're waiting on like the big, like viral, I think can be like a scale. If we were able to get something to be in like the tens of millions, and of course I'm just modeling this off of the Lights Out model. Lights Out got something like 13 million views in the span of a couple of months. And now, yeah, it's pretty cool.